Short still panning out.
Fitch rating says European corporates outlook is neutral as environment stabilizes. Each of the Indian states says if the US has a right to buy our fuel, why shouldn't India have the same privilege?
Yeah, patience. See if we get a rotation up sooner or later. Maybe the VWAP bounce.
Neither me nor Modi, despite external pressure, reproach collaboration in work against someone. That Trump has his own agenda, his own goals, whereas we have posted out the US factory orders report for September on the VP.
I'll be right back. Actually, 1 second. Eight trades, all bad. What's going on, Anthony? What happened? Why were they all bad? Totally wrong on direction, chasing price, not waiting for setups. What's going on?
FTC examines whether TP link misled US consumers in China's flip. FTC review of router maker TP link described router examination.
We do have a point of control developing down here. Yes. So there could be some buyers. Now we need to reclaim this 57 and we need to accept back into value. So that's going to happen right here. Now we did reject once. Let's see if we can break and hold. I'll be right back.
Putin to India today says Trump has advisors who believe implementing tariff policies ultimately benefits this economy. Putin adds that Trump is acting in good faith, presumed.
Okay. Yeah, practice is important. You don't need to practice with real money either. You also don't need to practice with prop firm accounts. Until you're consistent, there's no point in wasting money. This can all be done in a simulator. Pretty flat delta here. Sellers might be exhausted, but anything could happen here. We'll see. Let's keep an eye on it. I do think this dip will get bought sooner or later. So we'll see what happens. Let's be patient. What I think is going to happen doesn't really matter. It needs to show up in price. Okay, that's a good first sign. Now it needs to hold. It needs to accept in here. Can't just keep rejecting out. I do trade some GC. I just do really, really well on NQ and ES, so I don't have much reason to trade GC. A lot of people that go over to GC just can't seem to make it work on ES or NQ for whatever reason. Now GC has some really nice volatility. It's up there with NQ. ES is a little more manageable.
Putin to India today on talks of the US envoys by the Ukrainian says, I think we should engage in seven rather than obstruct it.
We're looking for acceptance, and we define acceptance by distance or time. So this whole idea of a bullish engulfing candle, that really depends on what time frame you're on, doesn't it? And we don't really, the levels here aren't time frame dependent. So the levels stay the same, whether you're on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 10 minute. That's the beauty of the VWAP wave system. But your engulfing candles, that entirely depends on what time frame you're looking at. So I'd like you to get away from time frame dependent signals. We want to see price break in, hold, and accept for a duration of time or distance. We want to see it travel back in, not see a rejection. Comes in, comes out. Comes in, comes out. There's no time or distance into the value area. Tom, I adjust to the volatility. And so I can see different details at different levels. It doesn't really matter. It's entirely preference. You don't have to change time frames. You can do whatever you like. We do have some buyers on the delta coming in here, slowly but surely. Big divergence. CVD is on the upside of the range here, whereas price is on the bottom side. I don't know what the finger rule is, Tom. Yeah, breakout trading is very tough on futures, Logger. There's so many false breakouts, especially when we're in value. Breakouts happen more, failed breakouts happen more than they succeed. Nice, Baron. Like that was just a, another failed breakout to the downside right there. We've had a couple to the upside. We're in a balance range, right? So we trade balance rules until there's actually price discovery. Added this high volume node right here, right? And futures loves to trap, right? So it makes everybody think it's going down. Everybody piles in short, and then it immediately reverses and rips everybody out. Happens all the time, every day, all day. We're spending more time in balance than we are in trending conditions. We have the point of control right here at 53.5. We're just chopping around it. That is correct, Quant. That's why we use both. Right? Because if you were just using the bands, you would think we were in balance, but clearly we are in balance, but also have formed a value area on the profile here, right? So you don't have confluence. There's a reason we use both tools, and you just came upon it. It's not that it overrides it. It's just it completes the entire story. VWAP with its bands is not enough to get a full idea, story of what's happening around. We can see that the actual volume structure mapped together with our VWAPs. It's not that one takes priority. You put the story together, you paint a full picture of what's happening in the auction here. Yeah, Russell's ripping. Rejected again. Here we go. See if it holds this time. Looking for the long. No. Rejected. Sellers are trying hard to keep this thing down. Rejected. See, you want to wait, Quant, a little bit. That was a little premature. We got no acceptance yet. Just another rejection. It's trapping both sides. So the better trade here is, obviously short. There's a fade value or extreme on the profile. And it's also on the weekly upper band. But the longer we stay here, the more probability of a break. We do have a bit of a return to value on the RTH VWAP. That's a good sign. But we can't seem to get above this LVN. Damn, Russell. Going to the moon. You guys looking for a breakout? This is what you should be trading. Look at that.
Then let's go down to the VWAP natural gas change data. 4,000 for draw 18 BCF. If I was a draw of 11 BCF.
Be right back. I use CME data feed on Tradeovate, Jay, or Ninja Trader for CVD. All right, looking long again. Still no trade. I got to see some momentum, some type of acceptance here. We just don't have it yet. I'd like to see us trade over 860. We'll have an IB in about 8 minutes. Here we go. Okay, I'll take a stab at the long here. Long at 58.5. Stop down here, below point of control. Acceptance is defined by time or distance. I talk about it in the course. I'm pretty sure I talk about it in the course. Don't I? So it's defined by time or acceptance. Ah, come on. Constant rejections of this level. Well, Tom, that's not a simple answer. It depends. This is where discretion and context come into play. It can be like, well, 5 minutes, Tom. It's completely relative to the price action and what's happening. And you'll get better at it the more experience you get as a trader. I can't just hand you, well, it's 15 minutes. If price stays above this level for 15 minutes, you know, it's going to be based on your experience, discretion in trading the instruments. But I can assure you, the more you practice it, the more you stay with it, the better you'll get. The problem is most people abandon things because they're not successful with it, like in a week or a month rejection. And then they move on to something else and they never get really good at anything because they never spend long enough time with any one strategy or system. It's like I could play the piano for a year and be like, oh man, I suck at the piano after a year. I'm going to start playing the violin. And then after 6 months of playing the violin, man, I suck at the violin still. I'm going to pick up the banjo. And I never get good at an instrument because I get frustrated because I'm not all that good at it because it takes years to get good at playing an instrument. Trading is really not all that different. It's a trap. Daniel, it's all traps. They're trapping both sides, guys. Obviously. That's how they fuel the break of key levels. They trap all the longs. I'm stopped out, by the way. Did not work. Lots of sellers here now. So they use all those longs and they're going to stop run the shit out of them. There it goes. Ugly. Hope you guys manage your risk if you were long. I hope you're not still holding that thing. That's why we use stops.
Told them he intends to finalize a healthcare bill early next week and have it on the floor before the end of the year. Much more news reports there are next. 10-year Euribor option rate targets 50 basis points of ECB cuts by September 2026.
Now, was that a giant short trap? Weekly VWAP bounce? Didn't quite get there. Got bought up quite a bit. It's 10-point bounce right there.
Yeah, so the swap's currently applied just 6 basis points of easing in the 9 months from now. Sterling hits highs since October 24th against dollar.
Right back up. Right back into the range. Look at this. Maddening. Was that the ultimate trap? Yeah, weird. Weird how it bounced right at this orange little line right here.
One minute to go now.
All right, do we take a second shot at the long? That looked like a trap and a half. Failed breakdown usually leads to the biggest run-ups. All the way back up to that level. Just like that.
10 seconds.
Crazy. Yeah, usually good to take a break, JP. This is pretty frustrating price action.
Still waiting for the data to come through. So sort of like yesterday, when the EIA data was delayed.
I think we could go all the way back up to the top, to be honest with you. Would not be surprised. It's happened literally the last 2 days. See if we can get back to upper band.
Draw of the draw of 12 BCF. Draw of 18 BCF. Smaller than expected draw there. And coming in 12 draw of 12 BCF. The expected draw of 18 BCF. You see a little bit of movement towards the downside in natural gas.
See what it does down here at VWAP 62.25.
have put out VPI and gas support. Let's see, it's really quick. Then you build a strengthens to 5-week high against the US dollar.
What do you guys think? We're at IB mid and VWAP. Here we go. Hoping we can break higher. Let's go. Get literally no continuation so far. That's to the VWAP. I might get out here. I'm not sure. If we break above it though, I'm thinking we get to 69. When does they're both in the initial balance and the low volume nodes? There's more than one spot for them. Check them all off. Look through all the settings. Let's break. Yes. This will bring me green and hopefully hit profit target on the day. It's been a grind in this account. It's only 10:30 though. Why don't we do a little trader check-in? How are we doing with this nonsense? I'm still long here. I'd like to break and hold VWAP. Looks like it wants to reject though, doesn't it? I don't know. Coming out of this failed breakdown makes me not want to take the VWAP bounce. That is not clean price discovery at all. This is balance, trap, failed breakdown. I don't see this as continued trading conditions. This is still balance conditions in my opinion. My humble opinion. VWAP bounce could work though. If I wasn't long, I'd take it, but nice guys. Kept Daddy's green on his new XFA. Bet that feels good. See how many shorts it squeezes out on this run up. You guys think we're going to get to my profit target up there at 68.5? Only 4 points away. Let's go. Keep buying it. Come on. Ah. Nice, Gary. Glad you're liking it. Thanks, JP. I appreciate you rooting for me. Push it. Yeah, baby. There she blows. There she blows. Come on. Right there. Oh, you son of a. Man, it went right to my profit target right there. I'll be right back. It's up by upper band. What do you mean? What's the target? How do you not see upper band up here? I'll never put it at the actual level, guys, because ES will come right to it and reverse. So I always put it ahead of it. Looks like I got stopped out though. All right, let's see what we get next. That took forever to get to break even on this stupid account. I don't understand the question longer. Chris, word to dip in the red. Chris, we're too deep in the red. Yeah, I was down like 300 and something bucks. Yep. I wasn't deep in the red, but it's only down like 300 and something. I'm going to switch over to my top one account. I got them up on the screen. All right, back down to VWAP. Back down it goes. Jeez. Fun never ends here. Yeah, we're still in, we're in balance, right? I could just be a flush of all the weak longs before they bring it higher, put in a higher low here. I was right to this LVN that we were rejecting from like a gazillion times. Is that a back test long? Plus weekly upper band and point of control. Interesting. Could be your connection, Roadrunner. You could try and reset, restart. See if it holds here. Look like another back test that held. But there's no real buyers. So that's not good. Yeah, it's not easy, Water Boss. Not easy at all. You get better with practice over time. Not everything works. If you're looking for just winning trade after winning trade, you're never going to find it in trading. Trading is all about high probability setups. Let the winners work, cut your losers, and the edge pans out over many, many trades. Trading isn't about just winning trades. Never will be, never has been. Back down it goes. Now, do we find support here? Very possibly. Well, and the funny part is, guys, is that you have a 50% shot of being right. Price only goes up and price only goes down. Right? You have two options. Every time you press the button, you have a 50% shot if you were to close your eyes and just press the button. So that just goes to show you how important risk management is. Because even with 50% odds, if you could even just keep your winners as big as your losers, you'll probably break even, minus some commissions. However, if you could sneak out with a slightly favorable risk reward or get a little better than 50%, guess what? You have a profitable trading system. The problem is most people's emotions get in their way and they can't manage their trades because of their emotions. JP, I could probably use some organic Zen. Luckily, I meditate quite a bit. I'm able to find my calm, even in chaos.
Reminded of the top of the Trump Greens presidents of Rwanda, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and around 11 a.m. this time. We'll pop out the video on the feed shortly for you. Remember, he's going to be having financial meetings with them, so we'll leave the video on the feed for you.
Yeah, Roadrunner, you know, risk management is the hardest part of trading. No doubt about it. Spotting setups, taking trades, pressing buttons, that's all easy. Managing your risk in spite of your emotions, now that's hard. Nigel, if you're even asking yourself that question, lock yourself out. It's probably enough. Let's start there. Because the fact that you're asking the question means you have no plan. You just kind of called yourself out. You should go into the day knowing what your plan is, where you want to get to, what your max loss is, what your profit target, full expectations of where you need to be before you start your trading day. You have a full plan ready to go and you follow the plan. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody should have a max loss. Anthony, everybody. Yeah, if you have a $2,000 drawdown on your prop firm evaluation, what do you think your max loss should be for the day? It probably shouldn't be $2,000. How many max loss days do you want to have in a row before you blow the entire thing? Nigel, I would suggest that your profit should be at the very least equal to your max loss. That way, a red day only takes out one green day. You don't want a red day taking out two green days, do you?
US Treasury used to hold $77 billion in 6-month bills, $58 billion in 3-year notes, $39 billion in 10-year notes, and $86 billion in 3-month bills, $22 billion in 30-year bonds, $86 billion in 3-month bills.
We don't go by specific ticks every single time, quant. It's going to depend on the volatility. The range is different all the time. So you're going to go based on the range and the levels in front of you. Logically, level to level. Where's a logical place to put your stop? Where's a logical place to put your take profit, not just an arbitrary number of ticks?
Ability to them with the US sell $22 billion and reopen 30-year bonds and notes in December 11, settled December 15. US is to sell $39 billion and reopen 10-year notes December 9, settled December 15. US to sell $77 billion 6-month bills December 8 to settle December 11. And US to sell $58 billion 3-year notes on December 8, settle on December 15.
Tight little range here.
3-month bills to on December 8th, settle on December 9th. IMF says they started a review of China's economy on December 3rd.
Sure looks like it wants to go back down. Or are they loading up for the next push up? NQ looks worse than ES. Russell's still going straight up, guys. For all of you continuation lovers, what are you doing? You could be trading the Russell right now. That's pretty directional. Yeah, kept day. We're going to expect price to chop around the point of control. No, I don't really trade much Bitcoin. I don't need to. I don't understand why people trade Bitcoin, to be honest. I have traded it, which leads me to wonder why people do trade it. Back down to these lows again. Crazy market. Not easy price action today. So this is just turning out to be a counter trend rotation. Well, the problem is, JP, is I find when you do one or the other, you're usually wrong. So you either do scalp all the time or you hold for bigger moves all the time because you never know which one's going to be what. If you knew, right, then that would be easy, but you have no idea what move is going to continue and what's not. So you got to treat every move like it's going to be the big move. That's how you catch big moves. Otherwise, you'll never be able to catch them. So if you're going to scalp, scalp and be happy with it. Grab the moves, grab pieces of the move, and look for the next trade. That's just the nature of the scalping, right? Be happy with it. But if you're not happy with it and you trade bigger moves, scalping is never going to get you there. You have to trade every trade like it's going to be the big move, and you hold it, and you'll take a lot of stop outs, you'll take a lot of scratches, and eventually you'll catch those big moves. Lower win rate, bigger reward. Also a lot harder if you're not sitting in front of the screens all day. Because the big move can happen God knows when. So trade level to level. That's what we recommend here. Base hits. And if you want to go for big moves, I wouldn't suggest trading futures. Maybe, trade stocks or indexes, ETFs, where you can hold longer with lower commissions, lower risk, without all the leverage that futures has, or small size. Right back down to that low. Is it going to bounce again here? Crazy. We have group coaching today, guys, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be going through the VWAP Wave principles. It's the first coaching class of the month. We generally go through the principles. And if you guys are like, what are the principles? Well, Houston, we have a problem.
BMS, use employment cost index for Q4 2025, is set for February 10th. Your third quarter productivity report is set for January 8th. BMS.
How much of a bounce you think we get here? Nice. Got a little long there. First trade in a while. Letting this thing bleed out. No real good short. Guess you could have taken some short against this level. Short up here. Everything just kind of broke through levels and kept going. Sorry to hear, Roman, but that's, part of the path for a lot of us. Nobody's good at trading to start. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of hard work to get good at. This has certainly been a good market to fade instead of looking for continuation. I did okay. I broke even in my XFA before I called it quits in that one. I was down like 300 and something. I did about 450 in my cash account. And I took a quick trade in my Apex. Now I'm trading my top one futures, which I'm up like $430. Very slow day for me. I spent a lot of time in that top step account, just getting back to break even. So not a great day for me. Not a bad day, but not a good day. Very slow. Just not in sync with these markets. A lot more opportunity to fade, it seems like. And I don't know. The rotations are so big. I'm looking for continuation, but it's not clean. If you just fade here, you're going to do much better, it seems like. Yeah, I think so too, John. I'm going to wrap up here in about another 10 minutes. I'll be right back, and then we'll do a little wrap up here, do some announcements.
It's total 310.
Okay. Before we wrap up here, I don't know if you guys saw, but we made a big announcement today. I'm going to be speaking alongside Brian Shannon in May 14th and 15th in Tampa, Florida, the godfather of the VWAP, foremost thought leader on trading with anchored VWAP, writer of a best-selling book on the topic. He is our guest keynote speaker, headliner for the conference. And I'll be speaking right along with him at that conference. If you guys are looking to pick up tickets, there's only 40 tickets left out of 90 total tickets. It's a small event. We sold already 50 before we even made the announcement of Brian Shannon speaking. So I can't expect these tickets are going to be around much longer. So if you want to attend, you want to join us 2 days in Tampa, all about futures trading and strategies and systems and psychology with Brian Shannon and me, I encourage you to come check us out. Go to VWAPWave.com/bootcamp and use the code Drysdale.
USDA says that the U.S. International Trading Goods and Services data for September 2025 will be released on December 11th.
So this would be another short opportunity, right? It just keeps rejecting the same areas. Do we get some continuation out of here? Looks like it built some structure. Maybe we get the, this was just a giant fade value area extreme, so we go long. Right back to point of control there. Big balance area. So I think Chuck had a successful class last night. Big orientation class. We had over 50 people attend his class last night, going over the foundations, the VWAP, getting the most out of your Discord, your premium Discord membership. It was awesome. We have another one on Saturday with Mustafa, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Might be a better time for our European friends. So I don't know. Is this short? This has kind of been the rejection area, but just kind of keeps breaking and
from the report, it says Hector said he had a strike information 2 to 4 hours before attack. And they also add a Hector text could cause harm to Department of Defense personnel and mission.
all right, guys. Got recorded. I'm going to be uploading it today. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. Since we have group coaching in about an hour, I'll see you guys at 12:30. I'm going to wrap up here. Small green day for me. $450 in the cash account. Break even and top step. Really not much of anything. Just not feeling it today, guys. It is what it is. Tough price action, rotational. Kind of wish I would have traded NQ. I think I would have done better on it today. So it is what it is. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys at group coaching here in the premium section. If you don't have a premium membership, you can grab a free trial for those of you on YouTube. And I will see you guys at 12:30 in the classroom. We also have a stream tonight, 7 p.m. pre-Asia Open trading. So I'll see you guys later. I encourage you to use the voice channels. If you're going to continue trading, manage your risk, stay sharp, collaborate with your other VWAP Wave System traders, spot setups, market commentary, ask questions, learn from each other. Great perk of being here in the Discord. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'll see everybody hopefully in an hour or this evening or tomorrow.